meaning? That the cutlery you stole on your last flight isn't suitable for cutting steak? You, don't like the theme we've chosen for our machanot. I see. How did you actually find out what the theme was, Mrs. Coe? It's only a rumour. Yes. And who spread this rumour initially? Oh, you did! Oh, I see. And Mrs. Coe, have you ever considered becoming a full-time woodman worker? Yes. Well, I'll tell you. We've decided quite conclusively that the theme for this year's Machanot is going to be stocks and shares, and why the state of Israel needs us to buy them. Yes. Yes, that's final, Mrs. Coe. It's as if I haven't got enough on my plate already. That woman just won't leave me alone. I sometimes feel as if she's following me wherever I go.
She's probably somewhere out there. Don't tell me. It's a remake. Beneki Rubas, the third part of a tragedy set in northwest London, in which the lead role is played by an utterly incompetent musketeer who spends the whole film searching for his brain, only to discover that he never had one.
Almost. Actually, it's a totally original blockbuster. The Italian Job, in which I, through the most devious and cunning means, pick up 10,000 from an organization not too dissimilar to our own.
You finally gained access to the Jewish agency Swiss bank account?
No. Actually, it's a family business. Business? Well, more accurately, a kind of setup. Hortensia? No. Mafia. Look, can't you see? I had no choice. No bank would lend us the money after I mislaid £10,000. But the Mafia were perfect gentlemen. They were persuaded by my chagrin, my charm, my charisma, to lend us the 10,000 to be paid back in 3 weeks' time with 10% interest. Oh, and all the soup that we've got left in camp stores. What? 3 weeks? That's all the chicken soup, the pride and joy of the Machane kitchen. You have a sugar. I'm leaving, Monty. He is cuckoo. He's even madder than you are.
He thinks you are a cuckoo. He has a problem.
Come back here and sit down. You're behaving like a chicken with its head cut off. Sit down, and we'll work it through logically.
He thinks you are a chicken. He has a problem.
No! You have a problem. You are a problem.
I am a problem? No. I am Israeli.
Can't you see? They've given us 3 weeks to raise the cash. You and I will find a way. We'll raise it during the Machanot. Everything must carry on exactly as normal, especially, don't let Debbie know. It's her first Machaneh Rosh. She doesn't need to know all of this as well.
Oh my goodness, Debbie, you don't believe what he's done. He's lost all our money, all of it. And now, according to the Mafia, how's they going to kill us all if we don't give it back? And he wasn't even going to tell you. He was going to pretend.
Wait! What are you talking about? Is she talking about?
Sit down. A coffee? Things are a little different this year. The Machanot are being run by a slightly different controlling body. Milk, biscuit.
Would you like to explain exactly what you're talking about?
I suppose you have a right to know the truth?
I suppose so, yes.
To cut a long story short, the entire camp's budget has disappeared, and you don't need to know how, so don't even bother asking. But the only way that I could get the money back was by borrowing from the Mafia. And all we have to do is pay back in 3 weeks' time with 10% interest. Simple as that. A minor problem.
I see.
I see. Aren't you even going to react? Show distrust, disdain, disenchantment?
Distrust. I have never trusted you. Disdain. You are beneath disdain. Disenchantment. I felt this way ever since your episode with Mrs. Cohen's daughter. Basically, you have messed up. Well, what can I say? I suppose I'll have to sort it out. I've got an idea. Why don't we raise the money through the camp?
How?
Well, we'll change the theme of the camp. The theme will now be Chalutziut, reliving the days of the pioneers. When the kids arrive at camp, there'll be, say, 2 tents. One for the girls and one for the boys.
Oh.
Reason, Chalutziut. Meanwhile, we hired the usual amount of tents and rehired them out at profit.
Oh.
We could get the kids to make craft work and sell all their belongings. Reason, Chalutziut. The Chalutim had to sell what they could survive. Meanwhile, we're making profit. We could get the kids to work for the farmer. Reason?
Chalutziut!
Meanwhile...
Charge the farmer for their work hours. Brilliant! The girl's a genius!
Right, and at the same time, you and I will find other ways of raising the money.
And we'll do it with getting you some block printed. Let's go! Fantastic! Wonderful!
Mafia! Shalom. Oh, you're a friend of Mrs. Cohen. Yes. And you're sending your son to Machaneh for the first time. And you're worried about what he's going to learn. I see. The theme. Stocks and shares. Yes. How did you actually find out what the theme was? Oh, Mrs. Cohen told you. Yes. Well, I'm afraid she got it quite wrong. Yes, we've decided that the theme for this year's Machaneh is going to be Chalutziut, pioneering. How to survive with nothing. Yes. Yeah, much better. We also thought so. Yes, thank you for calling. Yes, bye.
We've got 5 days!